Okay, so if you're watching this, you're probably a masochist because you really should just start with session 1. But this is gonna be the prep work where we work out the background for the dynasty in our new Rogue Trader game. Now, this is gonna be an entirely freshly... Stop making noise, then you piece shit. This is gonna be an entirely freshly baked sector. The only thing from the lore is essentially the name. It's gonna be located on the eastern fringe, which means that they're not that far from Ultramar, Tau, and lots of other good fun things. And word of warning, we're going to be using Dark Heresy 2nd edition as base for the characters themselves, and a lot of heavily modified, in a lot of cases, Rogue Trader rules for ships and exploration. So this is essentially a homebrewed abomination. Don't re at me if the rules don't fit what you read. I don't care. This session, the focus is going to be on the dynasty itself. We're going to work out where they come from, what they did to get the warrant, and also decide on whether they want to make their own ship or whether they want to take one of the ships offered by potential backers. So, why don't we... No, we're still kind of waiting for bacon, and the ship pick really should have him here because that will affect pretty much the entirety of this arc and possibly further. So, Naxi, you have listened to these fucks make a horrible mess of the potential background for the dynasty.
Yes, yeah, you could call it that.
Do you have a better idea? Can you give us something to cling to?
Why do we have to be Soviet culture mix in the first place? Not even of normal cultures, of like ancient shit.
You know, Nyaxi's right. We should make our own unique culture, and we'll do that by mixing not 2 cultures, but 3 and more.
You know, can we just stop being like, oh yeah, Vikings and Inca together or some bullshit like that?
Praise the sun.
Okay, so describe your idea, degenerate.
We're waiting, Jackalor.
He meant you. As much as you'd like to believe that wasn't the case.
No name does have a point. The best dynasties are always British.
No, we're not gonna do that anymore. We need to stop with the British.
And do we have to worry about culture that much?
Yes.
Why?
This will affect everything. This will form, in part, the basis of your onboard ship culture.
But like, it's not like Demi wants to be an Incan, so we all have to be from a feral world, right?
It's not a feral world!
It is a feral world, you fucking degenerate.
This is about the background of the bloodline of the Rogue Trader, which we're going to be following across arcs. Something I did not mention is that we are going to be splitting this into arcs, same as Elders, and everyone is going to eventually, hopefully if it lasts long enough, have a turn at being the guy in charge. Which is why we're designing the dynasty as a group, because it will sort of form the foundation of, for the lack of a better term, and I use this term in the loosest possible sense, lore, that the others will build on.
But yeah, in general, my idea was just simply to have the dynasty be, you know, from a feudal world.
Okay, so either just before or just after black powder was invented in technological development. That's the general ballpark. So, War of the Roses era England.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Fucking hell, let's go with fucking Turkish and bombard Constantinople again.
Oh my fucking god, you fucking heretic!
How dare you! Listen, being Rogue Trader Lancaster is a perfectly legitimate approach.
But no, let's go with Jackalor and Yaxi. Like, what kind of like home world essentially would you want the dynasty to be from?
Honestly,
Keep in mind, this matters relatively little for future arcs because your dynasty is going to be among the stars and your own holdings anyway for future generations.
Culture still goes through like that, like daddy,
Yeah.
like son.
See, you think that? Jackalope, he's escaping!
he's not escaping. He's my brother.
Yeah, he's escaping.
You went to catch him, I see.
Okay, Nexi. Well, Jackalor is hunting down people. What's your
I was think. Well, that's the exit. Go first.
No,
you
Jack.
have to. You can go first.
His camera
Okay.
backed out again. Glorious.
Is my camera still bugged out?
For me it is.
Anyone else?
Yeah, it's loading.
There we go. Okay. It's good now.
Well, personally, I was thinking, we'd be highborn,
Lame.
but the home world would be something akin to post-enlightenment Europe,
Krieg then.
kinda.
Lame.
I want the absolutism, bitch.
You just want to be a highborn, so just you can flaunt your dick around more, Jackalor.
Says the man searching for the mythical homeworld of the Felnids.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna be wiggling my fucking dick around the air. I'll be wiggling my dick into something.
Jesus Christ.
That's not better.
Ask the partners first, Jackalor.
Again, that's not better.
Nexi, what about you?
No, I was going to meme about some tribal bullshit, but you know, War of the Roses actually sounds pretty good.
Feudal world it is.
Feudal world works.
Yeah, but only if it's English.
No!
No, a Norman.
You
What's the
know,
difference?
if you want to go with an industrial world, I heard there was this country who had this whole thing about fucking over France.
Soviet Russia is very much not feudal.
Yeah, but it's industrial.
In practice, it actually is, because party officials sort of gained power through patronage networks.
I'm sorry. Soviet Russia actually had commissars that shot people in the back. That sounds like an normal imperial world to me.
It was already so advanced.
It before its time, too good, too pure. Just think about it. Jackalor could be an ex-political officer.
Guys, I know how to bait Bacon into agreeing for a feudal world.
Demi, I think Redemer makes a good point. You're sitting there acting as your idea is the only cool one while playing with a plastic sword. It's...
Exact.
It's not really working for me.
It's exactly the
I
point.
think, Demi, I think our paths have been diverging. The game's been going in one direction, and you've been going in the other.
Okay, so either industrial or feudal with a noble family, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do like the idea that on our world we were already kind of nobles. And now we're becoming space nobles.
Now, generally speaking, you would have had to have enough rank or fame to be noticed. And you would have had to do something to demonstrate to the powers that be that you are talented enough to deserve a warrant.
I think previously we talked about just being war heroes.
I
Unless
agree with
anybody,
that.
yeah, unless anybody got another idea.
Keep in mind that this kind of, like for the rest of you, it matters a little bit less, and we can modify it somewhat afterwards, but this effectively, affects the rogue traders at least background and homeworld.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
So you mean we can't be a demon world like the planet of the sorcerers?
Stop. I don't have an issue with being from a demon world. The bigger question is, why would they give us that?
I think you can be, but I will have to lock you into an Inquisition backing.
Ouch.
Fuck demon worlds.
Demons are blessed.
Okay, we are 20 over, so Bacon is presumably, who knows where. Just check. He didn't say that he wasn't gonna be here, right?
Nope. He did not. He's probably just sleeping.
Okay, so... Well, Demi is away. What backers do the two of you prefer?
Either the not administratum, ecclesiarchy, or mechanicum.
Okay. What about you, Nyaxi? Which factions do you like? Don't worry about the ships now. What do you think would be a fun organization to have on your side? Or to work with?
Oh, we're going with ship background now?
Not ships, backgrounds.
Is it discussing which backers could be could fit in with the dynasty?
I like the navigators, the mechanicus, and the administratum.
Okay. Demi, what about you?
I like navigators too. I mean, if we're going also to like make it fit, I mean, nobles would be a very sane choice.
Well, what do you like personally?
Honestly, the administratum and navigators. Those are my two.
So we have 2 votes for Mechanicus and 2 for Administratum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 for navigators.
And 2 for Navigators. Right. Okay. So Administratum, Mechanicus, and Navigators. Okay. Fair enough. What do you want to actually do in the Expanse? Let's start with Nyaxi again. Like, what kind of missions? In theory, a rogue trader can be anything from, well, a trader to a conquistador. So, what would you like to actually try and accomplish?
Well, I would like a healthy mix between things, like do a little of everything, nothing too dangerous.
Okay, so paddle in the shallow side of the pool where it's nice and safe.
Yeah, sorta.
Virus bombs are a unique quest reward. And you cannot legally deploy them being a rogue trader.
Well, I mean, if it's just some world that happens to have cat people on it, it's not really illegal, is it?
Depends on if the Inquisitor ever finds out. Exterminator's grade weaponry means that even if you're an Inquisitor, you get investigated by other Inquisition on Terra. It's mandatory.
I guess we just have to not let them know and kill them if they do.
If you virus bomb the cat people, you will have my eternal gratitude, but I will kill you via Inquisition. Okay, so you want virus bombs, Jackalor. I have noted this, and I anticipated this desire, and you'll be happy to know that on a singular grid on the map, within where you might conceivably reach within a single arc, there is a singular source of virus bombs that is not guarded by the Inquisition currently. Good luck finding it. I shit you not actually included that.
Oh, holy shit. I thought you were joking.
No, I'm not.
Well, I guess what we need to find now, guys.
It's gonna depend on who ends up being rogue trader when you finally find the planet. Virus bombs and stasis pods both in the fucking cargo hold. Which will the trader use? So, what do you wish to do, Jackalor? I remember something about hunting pirates.
Pirate hunting, some minor exploration. A bit of, hostile acquisitions. Stuff like that.
I understand it's tempting removing the competition, but if a valuable, potentially filled with archaeotech ship belonging to a rival rogue trader suddenly goes missing, the Inquisition might send a team of acolytes.
They're fuck-ups. They're not gonna find shit. I know this from experience.
Right, remember when we caused Malphite to be exterminated?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. Demi, what about you, other than the quest for the homeworld?
No, I'm probably gonna have to agree with Nyaxi. I kind of want a little bit of everything, but doesn't have to be necessarily safe.
Okay. Well, that is the trade-off that's gonna be there, because the Imperium is gonna be like, rogue traders are supposed to be on the vanguard. Imperium is gonna generally give you a chance to poke the hornet's nest first, in case there's something nasty there. So the closer you stick to the home areas, the more likely is that the biggest prizes are gonna be claimed by, well, Imperial colonization efforts.
Mm-hmm. That's why I prefer exploring at least a little bit.
And yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be safe necessarily. I just don't want a 1 in a million chance to survive kind of things.
You can, as a group, all burn a fate point and ensure that the ship escapes a ship-destroying situation. That is in the books. That is a mechanic. If the ship is about to blow up, then you can save the ship that way.
But yeah, the biggest reason, I understand Jacqueline that there's other things, but exploring is fun, killing Xenos is fun, fucking Xenos is fun. Making colonies is fun, and burning colonies down is also.
I don't know what happened, Inquisitor. It was a rogue asteroid. No one could have predicted it. It's absolutely blessed. There's actual mechanics in the book for bombarding land troops with lances. It's fucking magnificent. So it's like a couple 100 meters of direct impact, and there's like a kilometer or two of shockwave damage. Anything under the direct hit is just vaporized.
As it should be.
Truly, truly blessed. Okay. So that's good to know. Good to know in that I know that none of you have any concrete fucking idea what you actually want to do, and that's okay.
That can also very much depend on the characters that we end up making.
Oh yes.
Just because we have one thing for one arc, one character, doesn't mean we'll have the same thing for.
Oh yes, I'm mostly asking about this first arc anyway, but okay. So, back to cultures. Nyaxi.
Yes.
Having heard what everyone wants, do you have any additional thoughts as to what culture you might want to be from?
And we agreed on the English one, right?
Okay, but which house?
Stark.
Yourself.
You could literally be from a world that fought off a demon invasion from the north.
No, we're reaching meme territory. Okay, it was a meme to begin with, I guess.
That's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Warhammer 40k is built on fucking memes and extreme. Everything is a parody.
Really, my main objective was not ending up as Norse Incas, and I achieved that.
Okay. So, we have a tech level, roughly. Medieval or basic industry, or between medieval and advanced industry, somewhere in that range.
That would still be considered feudal, right?
No.
No, I mean as a feudal world.
Well, basic industry and advanced industry is heading into, actual industrial ages. Advanced industry, that's something like around the First and Second World War level of tech. So basic industry is something like Napoleonic era.
That works.
Yeah, it seems like a decent range.
Alright. So we have that. So, second question. Do we actually want to model it after a specific earth culture or mix of earth cultures? Or do we just want to throw a bunch of traditions at the wall, or cultural details, and see what comes out of it?
Yeah, that seems like a sane enough approach.
The reason I think we should, that's why I kind of want to base it upon real life cultures and even mix, and then we can add some of our own, because it's nice to have basically a starting template, essentially.
Okay, how's York it is?
Not English, damn it. Why do we have to be English?
And you wanted a template, you can change it like you said.
If you go with an ecclesiarchy ship, you could load 20,000 longbowmen on there. 20,000 longbows. You could conquer a whole continent with that. Well, technically the Yorks are Plantagenets, so don't worry, Twitch chat. Okay. Jackal, are you back? Okay, he's away. Nexi, I have made a new handout under the players subfolder. Please nominate a tradition or cultural norm or aspect of the culture, and we'll go around and see what we end up with.
Actually, that's a brilliant idea. We all let's do a mix. Everyone suggests one culture, then we roll for it. Roll once, roll twice.
No, cultural. Like, if you want to go with the Incan thing, you can suggest sun worship in there.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a Frankenstein demi. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, actually.
Well,
we have to.
Cats are viewed as holy creatures.
Yeah, but I'm not even looking at actually at Inca. The thing that's really gotten my attention right now, having some sort of influence from ancient Greece, essentially. I want us to wear togas. God damn it!
You can
here
wear.
you go, Demi. You can thank me later. I brought mine one in.
Wait. Cats are viewed as Egyptian.
Egyptian Greece fusion isn't a bad idea. Those actually could function.
It kind of already was a thing, wasn't it?
Yes,
somewhere?
exactly. Ptolemies.
That's lame then.
Listen, if you see the sun as an expression of the Emperor's might, Redomer, it's perfectly fine. Demi,
Yes.
would you like to nominate a cultural norm or view or...
Tradition, essentially.
Yep. Actually, you have a sun on the crest. Sun worship fits.
No, not just that. I'm not sure how to exactly write this down, but considering I want to go with, the whole Greek thing, but have it a bit of an oligarchy, how would I exactly write down that strength / money / power means actual influence and like a oligarchy sort of mean? Like that's what the thing we go for?
You can just write it as the planet is run by a weighted voting system based on land ownership and wealth. He who gives the most to the tithe has the most say in politics. Ultramarines would be so proud of you.
There we go. That works, right?
Land ownage is not saying what you think it says.
I don't give a fuck. It's land ownage. Ownership. No.
Yes, that's literally the word!
Ownage. Now we need to wait for Jackalor's out.
Jackalor.
Yeah, actually, will you suggest another one?
Sure, I can if you want me to.
Suggest it out loud so chat and...
Okay, then the planet is dominated by a few inbred noble families.
This is just sass for Jackalor not being here, is it?
No, just try go stick with the Egyptian theme.
Oh my fucking god. So, I'm just imagining a world where there's trade cartels trying to get the vote, but the noble families all own the land. Demi? We can't hear you talking about the cat girls.
No, I'm not talking. I'm muddling to myself because I'm trying to think of an. War is in human nature, 100%. I want us to be fucking warring a bit. We have a war culture.
Sure, write it in.
Which not war culture would be actually warrior culture, right?
No, it's perfectly fine. It doesn't. Warrior culture implies that feats of arms are respected. War culture implies that land ownership, which gives you the vote, it's one of the legal ways it passes between noble families, is sanctioned wars.
Sure.
Imperium doesn't mind as long as they can draft the veterans from those wars into regiments.
I fucking exactly write this properly. Besides writing war cultures all the crazier.
Okay, land ownership often passes through legal warfare between noble houses. Fucking Mad Max up in here. God damn it. Redlemer does have a point. Inbreeding is how you ensure purity of mind and body. Okay. Nexi, would you like to fuck over Jackalord's future character anymore?
Wow, you say that like that was my intention.
Oh, you mean it wasn't?
Okay, let's see what kind of idiotic stuff could we actually...
The planet is technically an empire with 37 official languages and 16 variations of the Imperial Creed. Smaller disputes between houses often get resolved through gladiatorial combat via proxy in arenas. Don't like that one, huh?
Oh.
Okay, what else is suitably fucky that we can think of? Think Lannisters. What would the Lannisters do? Could go with a poison thing where an artistic political assassination via poison is a seen as a respected and stylish move.
I have an idea for a tradition on the world.
It's not your turn, wait.
Fuck!
Any thoughts, Naxi? It's okay if you don't know how to word it, as so long as it fucks over Jackalor.
Right, we're all about war, so obviously, like, the traders and the merchants are like the lowest social caste on the planet, and it's kind of looked down upon to make money like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Farmers are better because they can feed an army. Traders will just sell you food instead of, providing you.
Oh my fucking god, so you're a house in disgrace then?
Wait, we're not trader. Oh, wait a second. The road. How the fuck does that work now?
If you go back to your planet, they will go, well, I guess you're serving the Emperor more directly now, but you're trading. Okay, Demi, your idea.
Bless. Actually, Lord, it's more of a tradition sort of thing, like an event that happens on the planet, rather than something else. Where all the noble families, that are on, the current council, every like 15, 20 years, I'm not specifically exactly sure, organize a very sanctioned 100 or how many people at a battle a totally sanctioned war battle in the name of the emperor, essentially. Fought on like New Year's or something.
You know, I can refine this further. They take like 100 criminals of the worst kind, drug them up, and then nobles chop them to bits in proper carapace armor and swords to symbolize how they defend society against the harmful forces that seek to destroy it in the Emperor's name.
That worked.
Fucking Hunger Games. Let me just send a bra to Jackalor. I hope you actually find the virus bomb one. I have a good idea for that one. Okay. No. I meant in terms of, like the criminals won't have carapace, they have rusty shivs. And the nobles slaughter them on New Year's. Oh, this is a good idea. Or it just sparked a good idea, what No Name said. How about this for tradition? Kidnapping a bride from a rival house and forcing her to marry a member of your family is seen as a perfectly valid way. I mean, bride stealing is tradition further east, in like Kazakhstan. Okay, I see you are not men of culture. I understand.
Here's the thing. That's kind of hard considering we have inbred noble families, so there's not a lot of kidnapping.
Yeah, no, they steal brides from each other to get in the line of succession to each other's houses.
Ooh, we could also have sort of how the Turks did it, where it's like the son that will inherit essentially
Kills all
basically
the others?
slaughters all of his, kills all the others, and he's the only person.
Nexi, what do you think?
About which of the two?
That the son that inherits slaughters all other male heirs that matter on his ascension.
I mean, I think I should just duel it out to see who wins.
That is also an appropriate thing. Or since we're doing about war, right? The best general of them, so all male heirs basically duke it out on the battlefield.
Everyone gets 200 soldiers, the last man standing!
Yeah, no, basically make a noble battle fucking Hunger game, essentially.
That's fucking retarded. You'd run out of money and people!
Exactly.
Okay,
What do
well,
you guys
it's
say?
Nyaxi's turn anyway, so what do you think?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Can't think of anything better? Okay, no. Now we're gonna do Jackalors.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay,
It was just me.
so take a look in the players folder. These are traditions we have currently thrown at the wall to try and sort of assemble a Frankenstein culture one tradition at a time. You're behind. So you need to name 3 traditions or facts about the planet's culture or its political system or whatever to the pile.
Who added that?
Remove that.
Wait, we want that.
You want that, but we're gonna do Jackalors because he's behind on the
Okay,
order.
keep it copied, Naxi.
Sure.
Okay, let's do...
Tell us.
He won the warrant by slaughtering the most criminals on New Year's that year. He had 19 kills. The second place had 15.
Oh, you haven't. This could be expanded on. I just realized. If you don't kill all the criminals before New Year's starts, you're fucked.
Oh no, it's a dishonor upon all noble families that participated.
Yes.
That's why everyone tries their best. Okay, let's do...
This planet is already
Reading-
fucked. You don't have to try that hard, Jackalor.
Reading is a noble pastime.
Okay. Add the raiding one.
Cattle raids.
You fucking cattle raid.
I mean, if they can't protect the goods, how are they supposed to own it?
I'm just imagining just APCs and trucks rolling up to like a factory farm.
Jackalor. This is why we sacrifice to Humact.
No, you sacrifice to the Earth Goddess for Earth blood.
Hello.
Watch your back, Jackalor. Watch your back, you. I don't trust that face.
Neither do I, but you know.
Okay, you have 2 more. They each did 3.
Oh. the emperor is a god of blood and earth, and should be sacrificed to ensure ensure a proper harvest.
Okay.
Slightly heretical, but I understand completely.
I guess we're looking into the fanatical ecclesiarchy background and the shipment for exterminating planets. Add it in.
Mm-hmm.
Being slightly heretical is fine, I guess. Rudimar, we're not gonna add a prophecy about cat people. I veto that one. Cats are holy because they turn rodents into fertilizer.
Yes.
Okay, one more, Jackalor.
Let's see here.
Do you have a list?
Maybe.
Is it like Civilization 6 Pantheons or something? Are you...
Probably.
No, I'm looking at King of Dragon Pass.
Yeah. It's the best.
I believe you. Sanguinius died for this. Just keep in mind, Jackalor, this, if we decide to accept the final result of this fucking abominable practice we're currently participating in,
Mm-hmm.
this is where your noble comes from. This is how he sees the world.
Yes, exactly.
I think he approves of it. Oh no!
Cats are viewed as holy creatures, Jackalor.
Look, I'm fine with that. Cat people are an abomination, however, because they are a destruction of the cat's form.
Is it though?
I think
Yes.
I think that's actually heretical. I think you're supposed to worship the human form.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Think Hinduism. They portrayed cows as humans. Or at least Diablo did.
You're taking your Hinduist knowledge from Diablo.
I'm not even surprised at this point. I just had a moment like, wait, oh right, it's him saying it. The others didn't want to go with a bride stealing tradition. I'm just saying.
I have something really cultural in mind if we add like another viewer.
Let's do.
Demi, please.
Sure, have this one then.
Okay, that strangely works for me. Yeah.
What do you mean?
You know, that's how the emperors depicted on the planet.
You know? The great sun cow. For fuck's sake.
The keeping of thralls is is required to ensure that the peasants remain remain peaceful.
Honestly, this can be more, again, a tradition. You go on a raid, you capture enemy warriors, you give them to your local peasants to exploit for 5 years, then you send them back.
Exactly.
I'm just press ganging you and your entire this family for like 3 generations. You'll be let free after that time is up.
You know, I'm looking at what we're doing, and I just realized we're basically if Jews were the Nazis.
Wait a second.
Demi, you cannot say things like that. Twitch might be listening. I think Bacon might be coming over. So, we're gonna see this turn truly cancerous in a moment.
Is that your third idea?
Yeah, Bacon fucked up the time.
Well, no.
Okay, well, once he gets here, we can finish the traditions.
Okay.
And then we can pick the ship.
How many did Nyaxi pick?
Uh,
1,
I-
2.
By my count, it
3.
should be 3 each.
Let's make it 4 each.
No, Bacon's gonna add 3 more, and we're gonna see if there's room for another circle then.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a good idea for psychers.
Psychers go to Terra, Demi! There's no ideas to be had there!
But what about the ones that don't go to Terra? And
They
come
all
back?
go to Terra! If you even suspect it, they go to Terra. And if they turn out not to be Psychers, they just get fed to the Throne or Astronomicon anyway. Because a warm body is a warm body.
I cry.
Jackalor. Jackalor, look to the left. Above! Watch out!
Gonna pounce you. Ooh, ooh, rar.
He's a little furry.
Like you?
Wow, that hurts.
You know, it's lovely watching 2 brothers ready to frolic together. It really is.
I don't think this is the kind of inbred noble family Nyaxi had thought of.
Well, I am nobility.
You know, that actually just reminds me of something. How the fuck is homosexuality viewed in Warhammer 40k?
Depends on the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's actually...
The Imperium outright doesn't give a fuck. They would prefer if you make warm bodies, but they're remarkably hands-off as long as the tithe is paid. An emperor is worshipped.
Goddamn.
Okay, Bacon should come online in a few minutes, so I'm gonna step away for like 2 minutes. If anyone else wants to do the same, feel free, and feel free to
Yes.
discuss among yourselves.
Yeah, okay, you can go. Nyaxi quicks add something to the fucking sheet. Nobody
Don't you
Oh.
freaking get him still here.
Good idea, but I won't add it.
Imperiosexual. Wow, Nyaxi. Wouldn't you love if one of those wizards came up to you and said, Imperio?
Kill yourself.
In theory, with the right psyker, focusing on the basics of biomancy and somewhat advanced telepathy, you could do some very interesting things.
By the way, do psychers have to, you know, say stuff to activate their powers? Or do you just
Fuck
have
no,
to think...
that's sorcerers.
Oh.
Like, I
'Cause
think technically anyone can use the warp and have effectively a psi rating, but psychers can do it through force of will alone, where sorcerers use corrupted rituals.
Ah. Fair enough. Nah, because I'm thinking it's like a psyker goes up to you with telekinesis and it's like, it's Leviosa.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
I'm gonna go check if there's empty laundry somewhere.
Hello, Bacon.
Hi.
So, if you will enter the campaign and open the players folder, you will see a handout.
Ah, it's loading. Okay,
I see there's
the
a
handout.
tradition that is not sanctioned. I'm going to remove that. There are currently 9 traditions in there. We couldn't agree on what kind of culture we wanted to come from, so we're making one of our own up. It's already properly fucked. It's barely a step above a war world. You get to add 3 more traditions to the list, because we're going with 3 from each player, to completely fuck the planet.
I already cringe at the first one.
The others are better.
Did you like the tradition I left for you, Chris?
I don't know. I didn't see any extra one.
Yaxie, how dare you?
Who chose the first
Well,
3?
they
They
did-
suck. Like, the first 3 are really shit.
You know, we will consider removing some of them and going another circle. I think we'll give everyone the right to veto a single tradition. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But Jackalore managed to step away at just the right moment, so the first 6 are between these 2 fuck-ups.
Okay, I have a question. Why the fuck merchants and traders are the lowest class when you have peasants?
Because peasants make food for the army and traders, they're just greedy.
Yeah, I get it. Like, usually
mean,
it's bad, but
Honestly, the peasants
it
are
like
treated the shittiest, but the merchants have the least respect in society. The nobles at least pretend to care about peasants. It's more in that sense.
okay,
Yeah,
I
noblesse
can-
oblige and all that.
I can understand the point
Noblesse
of...
oblige, yes, as you steal cows from your neighbors and distribute them among your peasants.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we bring up the actual army and take over those peasants.
Okay, given that this is probably an early industrial society at that point, we're talking raids of 20,000 men crossing the neighboring noble house's borders and stripping the countryside bare of cattle.
You know, I like how Bacon's like, I cringe-oriented as two cats are on the bed in the behind.
Holy crap, is that a chonk kitty or what?
Yeah, he's extremely huge and fat.
Look at that unit. Adorable.
Out loud.
That's unhealthy. You should get it on a diet.
Healthy
Actually, the
people are-
problem is that he has some food allergy, so he can only eat his special rations, but they aren't that good, so it makes him fat. If he eats normal, like his mouth starts to bloat and there's a bunch of
Ouch.
wounds. Yeah, it's very ugly.
Bacon, I'm just gonna do you a favor. Don't look at this group's chat, especially the pictures.
Oh, I won't.
You already
Too
did.
late. I'm looking.
You can see
Oh, no.
his soul die a little as he looks.
Okay, I will add someone to fix
Say them
this
out loud.
shit.
Before you want to fix this too much, you don't have to come from this planet. Only Jackalor does.
Oh, okay, that's better. But like, I will place some of Jackalor's descendants later.
Well, yes, but by that point your culture will be, well, mostly from this dynasty. Just name a tradition. Fuck it up, Bacon. Fuck this planet up.
I'm thinking something very good. I need to think. Mm. Oh yeah, I see that it's lacking gladiators. Gladiator gladiator arenas are one of the most respected classes, just below nobles, and is one of the few ways that a peasant can become a noble, is through fighting through death against like animals and other people, and winning several matches.
More like tens of matches, but whatever.
Yeah,
Sure, you're
several.
technically a noble. You own, like, enough land to house 5 peasant families. Congratulations.
Yeah. And he just needs to get the money from the matches, win a few more, and hire 10 guys to kill some other guy, and now he has double the land.
Oh my
That's how
fucking
it goes.
god. This is how the system functions. This is how you climb it.
And then how you maintain it.
I think there's like every 4 or 5 generations, at the very least, there's a world war. As alliances
right.
build up and there's a fucking purge.
This is how. Hey, it's maintaining the world's population. Imagine how many baby booms then actually happen.
Yeah. Good thing
Everyone's
you-
a baby boomer.
Well, good thing you can just steal extra brides, right?
Bacon, what's your next idea? Oh, yeah, also put the idea in the
Yeah,
dynasty
I'm
model.
writing, but I don't know how to write English. Each passing day, it gets worse. Fuck the H's. Like, why the fuck there's H's on this language? They do fucking nothing. True. I can find it. You can-
Prepare to see his mentor shake. The cat is about to land.
Here, okay. Okay. Jotaro arenas. Something very retarded now. Um, Sex with outside of marriage is a capital punishment.
So we have a massive war culture, but we do not have a rape culture at all. God, this is the kind of war I want.
I mean, we did say the war is heavily regulated and there's rules and traditions.
Yeah, there is. My
Okay.
God.
Next one.
Did you write it down?
Yep. I'll let me save the changes. Okay. Last one.
Please fix it, allow polygamy.
No.
This is an imperial world, no name. The church is empowered by default. There are ecclesiarchy priests marching with every army, blessing the cannons.
It adds holy damage to it.
You laugh, but if the priest's faith is holy enough and there are demons involved... This is a +5 sanctified macro cannon battery. Fear me, heretic!
Does sanctified cannon batteries even do anything? Because you can't shoot demons with it.
There are ships that are literally amalgamations of souls. They are rare, but they exist.
Fair enough.
Looking at the tradition, I also realized that Slanesh kinda, but not really. But at the same time, Korn is so present here. It's blessed.
Yeah, this is a Kornite planet.
I think... Well, Nurgle's the only one who doesn't have a strong foothold here, because nobles... I don't think we put in the bit about assassinations and poison in.
No, but we do have inbreds, so take that as you wish.
Raiding, though. Raiding is a thing, and that involves a lot of plotting and clever maneuvering, so... I think Zinch is present as well. Honestly, I think it's Korn, then Zinch, then Slaanesh, then Nurgle. But even then, the war is structured, so it's not really a Kornate type of war.
The only thing I can think on my head is that for some reason they eat raw fish like in Japan here.
You can add it as a tradition, yeah.
It's too stupid, but fuck it, I ran out of ideas. Eating raw fish is a thing for some reason.
Love it.
Once I find who poisoned the trader's aquarium, they will be vented into space.
This is the kind of world where salmonella comes from salmon.
The only one that isn't on this planet is the Emperor Redomer, please. The Ecclesiarchy act as the referees.
Actually, probably they do.
They do. The Emperor expects you to war and to provide troops for his armies. It's a holy thing you do by keeping your troops ready for battle at all times.
Will you, ex-noble, take your loved wife and go into eternal battle with... I do.
Okay, so, Bacon. In terms of groups that might want to back your expedition, which ones do you like? Not specifically ships, but groups per se.
Okay. I like both kinds of tech priests, the heretics and the non-heretics. And I'd like the ecclesiarchy.
Okay, so I think Mechanicus overall is in the lead currently. So, I guess I'm gonna leave it to you to discuss among yourselves. What do you want for ships? I think we can leave the traditions as is. This is about as fucked as it should be. I like it.
Yeah, like who the fuck would eat raw fish as a thing? What the
I
hell?
don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
That's
I
But
mean,
heresy.
salmon is often
I've eaten raw
consumed
fish.
raw or minimally treated.
Yeah.
Nah, raw fish is that. Not all raw fish, but salmon is goddamn good.
Sushi is good.
Yeah.
what the fuck? Don't you guys just grab the fish, clean it on the beach, and just go home and toss it in a pan of big fat and eat it that way?
I mean,
That's
that
heresy.
can happen.
Listen, it needs to be simmered in pig fat for 3 hours and then carefully spiced. These are nobles bacon.
No, the most noble way, it's just salt, fat, and eating with your hands.
Oh my fucking god, there's like... It's like a tradition. You have to catch the fish as the pater familias with your bare hands, beat it to death and bite into it to start the feast.
What do you mean, pater familia?
I am the pater familias.
You're a trader now. You're nothing on your world.
Yeah, the culture fits. Like
It
The
fits a
first one-
Jackalore.
the first one, I'm not too sure. And like specifying that they are inbred is like really. I mean, it's expected, but actually defining we need Jackalore to be like a very shit
Okay,
character
Jackalore, I'm gonna
because
need you to do something specific with your token. Google a term called Habsburg, okay? Did you actually? Did you actually?
Maybe.
Oh dear God. Okay, you may discuss among yourselves in regards to the ship.
So, what are we picking from the Mechanica ships then, or what?
You can pick from any ships. I just wanted to make sure that, in terms of factions, we had an idea what everyone liked. I think the second contender was, what, the Ecclesiarchy?
Mechanicus had 2 votes, Navigators had 2 votes, and I forgot what the last one was that had 2 votes.
I think Ecclesiarchy had to as well, didn't it?
No, Administratum had, I think, 2 votes.
Oh. So,
Right, yeah.
okay, and Mechanicus went to 3.
okay, what do we want? We want to kill stuff, colonize stuff, or
Ah, yes, that's another thing. They have no fucking clue. They want to do a little of everything with varying degrees of safety.
Except
okay.
me, who wants to actually do stuff.
I don't want
No?
safety. I just want to do a little bit of everything.
You are the leader, Jackalore. What do you want to do?
I want to do raiding, privateering, and
Thrall taking.
Okay,
yes, topic.
So,
raiding.
so we're gonna steal cattle and slaves in space. Got it.
Yes.
The Immortal Acolyte is a raider ship in name.
Exactly.
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
It's a raider class, but there are
That's
others
strong.
that are raiders.
Astrographer's
like-
Iron is also a raider class.
Yes, but it's shit combat.
I really like, can't we raid with a cruiser?
You can.
Because I really like the Imperial Magister.
In order to effectively raid a planet, you need either landing base, so you can rapidly drop people down and get them into orbit, which means that the cruiser is good for it, or you need barracks for troops and drop pods to hold and then slowly start shipping people up. You need, if you want to properly raid planets, it's helpful to have You can do it with primitive planets anyway, but it's helpful to have extra manpower and tools to, subdue. Jackalor's literally gonna play this the way Dark Eldar live every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why they are the coolest Xenos.
I see. If you wish, you can buy Dark Eldar as a language.
Here's the thing.
Is it really trading if I'm buying thralls?
I don't think Dark Eldar sell thralls. They're more of a buyer.
I can sell thralls to Dark Eldar. That'll be fine, right?
Until you get caught, so yeah. This is the Inquisitorial cruiser Hammer of Light. We have reports of human colonies vanishing in this sector. Prepare to be boarded.
Okay, the
So I
immortal.
assume the Dark Eldar were trading Xenotech.
It depends on what you ask for and what they have available.
What about cybernetics?
Imperial ones, why would they bother?
Not Imperial ones.
They aren't calibrated for human physiognomy.
I'm sure if I have have a proper tech priest here, Bacon, I'm sure you can agree.
I mean, yeah, if we choose to beat the heretic, I could work on it.
See, he understands me.
So I'm looking. I mean, yeah. If you want to take the Immortal Acolyte, we can go for the Immortal Acolyte.
It's a very killy ship.
A lot of detection, a lot of maneuverability, good speed.
Detection is great. Speed for a raider is actually somewhat subpar. Most raiders have 10.
Mm-hmm. But it does have a turret rating of 2, which is nice.
Yeah. Also, looking through all the bonuses, we have a plus 15 to ballistic skill tests.
I think it's plus 20 from the command bridge.
Plus 5 with martial hubris. Plus 5 due to strike, and plus 5 due to the command bridge.
And Logis
Plus 5 due to the auto stab as Logis target there.
Oh, also it has a nuke.
Yep.
Yeah, good shit. How many space it has left?
Pretty much none.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's a very space limited ship, sadly.
And it does not have a cargo hold. Which means that you are essentially limited to finding unique pieces of xenotech or unique treasures, and then if you want to colonize or set up, well, any number of interesting things, you need to either bolt it to the outside of the hull, which means that it's exposed in case you get in combat, or you need to hire another ship from a different house to do the shipping for you.
Or we can just, buy a ship.
You won't have the resource to buy a ship.
Even like a really shitty transport?
You might be able to buy a basic bitch transport with no additional components, but I'm gonna enforce like a profit factor loss for buying something as big as a spaceship.
Fair enough.
So it's not something you can just roll against, even though there are rules for that in the normal setup.
Well, we can always acquire a ship.
You can always acquire a ship.
Yeah, I think the murder servitors are very good at this kind of acquisition.
Exactly.
So, Immortal Acolyte it is?
It was another ship which was technically better built for taking over other ships.
The thing is, was it the...
I think it was the White Serpent. That's meant That was built specifically for ship-to-ship combat as well.
Yeah.
And that one has a +10 to ballistic skill test, but more importantly, it has a death cult. And since when a ship surrenders, goes against its morale, and since death cults lose morale a lot more slowly, you will have a better time on boarding actions, and it has things to further boost its turret rating and make it harder to hit. And it has a monitorum, which means that you have extra bombs and the like on board. You have a large stockpile of ammo.
I feel the Immortal Archive does more general stuff though better, other than carrying stuff.
Not true, but it doesn't have a witch auger for actually detecting trails of enemy ships more easily.
Yes, that is correct.
With a witch auger, you can stay a couple of weeks outside the system and just watch the ships coming and going in case you find a pirate den and pick the exact right moment to strike. But okay.
Indeed.
So the focus is on murdering things that need murdering.
Also, another thing that I kind of feel like, since we're, at least for the rogue trader, since Immortal Acolyte does have martial hubris, which makes a lot of sense.
Bigger ships do have more crew, and there is gonna be a bonus to bigger hulls essentially in boarding actions. So technically a frigate is a little better as well in that regard.
Yes, this is correct.
Though the White Serpent
Though I will note, if the ship has no crew left,
what, you're just gonna kill it with hit and runs?
yeah,
It'll be a long fight and they'll be shooting at you the whole time.
but they do have massive penalties at shooting and such. Once they get below, like, 60. And I would like to switch out possibly some of the weapons, maybe, but with our own supplies. But that's a maybe.
Yeah, that's something you can do after we start if you wish to acquire different weaponry. But, okay. So, what about the rest of you? Do you agree with this approach?
Yes.
Okay, Bacon wants to kill things.
Yeah, my plan was to kill things, but with a bigger ship. But I'm fine killing things with the smaller ship.
The navigators do have a light cruiser that can hold cruiser-sized components. Or cruiser-sized void shields, I should say. It's very, very resilient as far as ship goes.
Oh, but the Blood Sorrow?
Mm-hmm.
But it has a shit maneuverability and speed.
True, that's something you should... If you want to murder the fuck out of things with hit and runs, the Angel's Trident is a good pick because you can bombard them with boarding torpedoes.
I don't like torpedoes much.
If they don't depend on... Actually, they get bonuses if you guide them in for boarding torpedoes, because you can send your pilot in there to guide them in. They're not that bad. I know you're worried about actually hitting with them, but as soon as you fire them, they just travel they take their first turn's travel as soon as you fire them. So you can just point them at a ship within 10 VUs and, you know, roll to see if they get through the turrets. You don't need to predict movements to that extent if you're close. And it also has Stormtrooper detachment, which aids with hit and runs as well. But okay. No torpedoes then. So usually you're gonna be running the boarding yourselves, if that's how you want to go with it. And you want to be hunting other ships. Have you taken a look at the Perseverance? You're gonna have very little trouble initiating boarding. You have a teleportarium, and you have passive scanners and are able to, with that high maneuverability, run silent very easily. It also has a small cargo bay, which means that you can, if you aren't in a position to keep the ship, you can load the loot on board. Alright. So, Mechanicus is good because they can provide you with more stuff. In a way, though I didn't mean to change the Mechanicus backing thing to help with research colonies. So keep that in mind. If you go with that, it's going to be something like research colonies are going to be cheaper to set up.
For the Mechanicus?
Yeah.
Oh, you changed their bonus.
Yes, I forgot to write it down, but yes. So effectively it's going to be... Let's do it this way. Right? On the first colony you set up for the purpose of researching either a Xenotech or Archaeotech cache, you either get a Mechanicus mission for free or -2 to the profit factor cost of setting it up.
Ooh. That's spicy.
So it helps make a colony viable sooner.
I just realized the one place you didn't add any bonus to, or at least the mysterious note, is that for the administration.
Ah, yes. That one's gonna be the being able to claim exclusive rights to a system.
Yeah, did you hide their stuff or what? Because it's not there.
Yes, I forgot to make it visible. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. We'll do it this way. So, if you want to go the full piracy route, the nobles are optimized for piracy. Those ships are meant for not so much taking stuff necessarily over, but they're meant for stealing shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also configured to be stealthy enough or deceptive enough to bypass authorities in selling that.
Mm-hmm.
The White Serpent, that's just meant for murdering stuff. For fuck's sake. Excuse me for a second. Kad?
Nu, tagad kaut kad ir neejam.
Nu es tagad esmu aizņemts, ejam tad rītdien varbūt.
Nu, rīt darbdien vispār citiem. Tev nav.
Nu, man svētdienās ir...
Es zinu, nu viss, nu vienkārši. Es tev prasīju, nu. Vapus zadavu. Man
Es-
deleģēja tev uzprasīt.
Es varbūt pēc kādas stundas atbrīvošos.
Pēc stundas tev mēs varam aiziet.
Jā. So, we're gonna be chewing over this forever at this rate. Jackalor wants to go raiding, and I presume some of you have other things you also want to do. So let's just everyone nominate one ship, and let's draw up a short list and discuss among those. Let's narrow it down. Nexi. Yes, fuck you, that's why.
Push. I mean, if you're going raiding, why not go with a noble ship like, they're both the same to me, more or less. How about a Perseverance Cup?
Mm.
Oh.
It's... I'm gonna guess, but...
Well, okay, Perseverance. It's a stealth ship in practice, and it's
Yeah. It doesn't handle direct combat nearly as well as other ships.
yeah, but it doesn't need to. You just slam dunk when you are ready to engage, and it's fast enough that it can generally outrun most things. Okay, Perseverance. The Angel's Trident is a lot more killy. It has 2 guns and torpedoes.
Yeah. This is correct.
Naxi.
Oh?
Perseverance? Not the
Sure, I
Trident?
mean, Chekala was dunking on torpedoes earlier, so...
Yeah, but you have... Okay, so you'd prefer to have an extra 30 maneuverability rather than that torpedo launcher. Fair enough. Valid trade-off. Bacon.
Imperial Magister.
Of course you would.
It's the
It's a
big
cruiser.
ship. Yeah, I like big ships.
Okay. A cruiser. It's... Actually, it is... If you get a... let's say a prey, you can then just attach to it and pull it apart for any components you can salvage. So it's a thing. Demi.
I'm stuck on between 4 ships.
Just pick one.
That's the tough part.
Just pick one.
You. Coercive broker, my dude.
The fat tub.
Okay, I feel like that is not well suited to the stated mission, but sure.
I know.
Threaten them aggressively with asteroid mining facility. Okay, Jackalor.
Honestly, I'm kind of torn, but I do prefer the Immortal Acolyte for due to its speed over the Obsidian Medusa. And detection and all that. It's much better suited for exploration, essentially. As well as raiding.
Problem with that is that more effort to bring stuff back to civilized space.
Yes, this is correct.
But okay.
There is always a trade-off. But it also does have a way bigger starting profit factor than most ships. At 35.
Yep. Generally speaking, repairing in space dock is like a -10 acquisition normally. So for the big tubs, you're gonna have to do favors to the quartermaster to even be able to repair them if you get badly damaged. Okay. I really thought the rules for porting torpedoes weren't that bad, but I see how it is. I'm just gonna have to use them against you, and then you'll learn. Okay. Okay, so the two original fat ships and the Perseverance and Immortal Acolyte. Okay. Would any of you like to comment on why you think your ship is the best option for what you're trying to do?
Sure.
Let's start with Demi. I would like to see him justify the fat tub.
Nobody expects the fat tub to be dangerous until it shoots you with a salvo of 2 Hecular fucking things. Boom, 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 boom. Nobody expects it.
That is actually a valid argument, funnily enough. Unless
That
they
is
scan
a
you
valid
first.
I will note the fun thing about plasma batteries, they cause double depressurization.
Best part is the
Feels
Hecutors can...
too like fucking Wednesday.
The Hecutors can shoot at double range.
22.
Yeah, before they're in focus scan range.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon, would you justify the Imperial Magister being the best pick?
First, it's a cruiser, an actual cruiser, not a transport turned into a cruiser. So it's a big ship. It has lots of guns.
Not
It's
that
more-
many, actually. It actually has a lot of empty slots.
Which is good because we can do stuff with them. Also, he's way more aesthetic than other ships.
There's also a certain factor there where that cruiser just ripped apart that frigate. Let's go to the other side of the system and warp out.
Also, it has like salvage systems, a librarium, cargo holds, better
Mechanicus
shields because of the
backing,
cruiser.
which is nice.
The only problem is that the crew is fucked and with no morale. But fuck them, we will replace them with servitors anyway.
Servitors can't
No.
initiate boarding.
Yeah, servitors are kind of garbage.
Okay, we buy them better quarters.
Okay. Naxi, why do you like the fast, stealthy little shit of a ship?
Wait, the Imperial Magister doesn't have Voidsman quarters. It has Voidsman quarters, not cramped quarters.
We will double check the one you pick and recalculate everything. There's chance I did not add some modifiers to morale and the like.
Yeah, it says that it says cramped quarters, but in the description, but the name says Voidsman.
What do you mean it has press crew quarters?
No, it says Voidsman crew quarters.
On
In the
Imperial
name.
Magister?
Yeah.
Ah, I forgot to remove that, but it should still be... So the morale should be too high, but still. Naxi, about that Cobra
Well,
Destroyer.
it's fast, it has good maneuverability, it's stealthy, it's just really good.
And it has the plenty of profit factor as well.
Yep.
Let me just double check. Yeah, some of the extra went to that. And it has an Ancient Life Sustainer and Bridge of Antiquity, which means it gets bonuses to command tests, and boarding is a command test, Jackalor.
I mean, I can make that command test.
Okay, and now the Immortal Acolyte, Jackalor.
Well, you see, not only does the Mortal Acolyte, it's pretty fast. despite being slower than most raiders. It has, unlike the cruisers, it has a turn rating of 90, so it can actually turn really well. It has a maneuverability of 20, a detection of 35, which is exceptional. Its career rating is completely average, of course, and it has 2 turret rating, which is usually only seen on cruisers.
No, frigates as well. A lot of frigates have 2.
Yeah, but it's a raider, so it's a massive boost. On top of this, well, the weapons aren't anything special. The Siege Spetter macro cannons are excellent for killing things,
They're okay.
And generally, it has very easy time hitting really well, which gives with our modified rules, actually makes the Titan Forge Lance weapon really amazing, because they actually can hit multiple times rather than only once.
Jackler, you're a guy with a lot of passion, but I don't see the dedication to it. Could you make a PowerPoint presentation, please?
Where's the handout detailing the pros and cons, Jackalor?
I mean, it does have a crew reclamation facility, laboratorium, and other things, as well as an atomic, in case we need to yeet someone, so to speak.
The crew reclamation facility actually hurts you in terms of... It lets you, if you can recover the morale, fight again relatively easily and maintain your crew, but it will hurt the crew, and it will lose morale very quickly, Jacklor. That's its weakness.
Yes.
Also, because of a ruling that we're supposedly, since we're kind of reclaiming crew, we'd still be kind of losing the experience gain anyways, because servitors aren't that good.
I mean, it's better than not having a crew.
Is
a
it
lot
though?
of that is... Like, a lot of that experience gain has to do with your junior officers getting better. So, to an extent, it's a stretchable thing. So, unless you're out for years, I wouldn't really fuck you over on that too much. But the morale loss, yes, that's... The Mechanicus don't give a fuck, and it shows, and the ship will hurt on that side.
Yes, that is correct. I think, does the Imperial Magister also have a morale loss on that?
I don't think so, but the Imperial Magister has the downside of not starting with a full hull, and you have...
And also having 90 crew. Not 90 crew rating, but a 90 morale, which is kind of really low.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 92, but that's because it's haunted.
See, a positive to the Imperial Magister, it has ghosts.
If anyone tries to board you, they get a penalty on their boarding command test. But yeah, the problem here is that you would be strapped for resources. You only have 10 profit factor, and you don't even start with a full hull. This is like okay, it flies, we fixed it up, it's usable.
Have fun!
Okay, Jackler, but let me just tell you one thing about the Fat Lub that'll change your mind forever. Ancient Life Sustainer.
Fuck that garbage.
Increase morale permanently by 200. Reduce all losses to crew population due to non-combat sources by 1.
Non-combat.
Non-combat.
We're gonna lose
basically every loss.
We're gonna lose a lot to non-combat eventually.
Eventually, but that's not... Usually, the main losses for crew is on combat. That means that you usually have the Clemency Pattern Life Sustainer, which does much more to survive.
Jackalor, every second or third planet is gonna have venomous terrors, and all of them will have something killy. Good luck exploring. Usually you discover the threats by having the crew faff around down there while pretending that they're doing something important. Watch how many die and from what.
Oh, also, yeah, that's another thing. totally forgot about that with the hecular patterns, but they also have the vaporization.
Yes, that's why it's actually really good. That's what I mentioned.
Mhm.
But a counterpoint against the cursive broker. Look at the picture. The ship looks retarded.
All the ships look retarded.
No, this
No.
one looks especially retarded.
Look at the
Perseverance
Imperial
is
Majesty
sexy.
and how cool it is.
No, they all look retarded.
Okay.
I will note a thing about the Coercive Broker. While it has 65 hull integrity, it likely will lose most of its crew due to depressurization and such before it loses its hull integrity entirely.
Also, if we're talking about looks, just look at Angel's trident. It looks like a fucking mackerel.
Okay, so I think Jackler overestimates heavily how quickly you're gonna lose stuff due to crits. You, generally speaking, the ship is gonna blow up before the crew is completely gone.
For the smaller ships, yes, that is correct.
For this one as well, I think. But okay, the downside here is it's well,
It does only the Coercive Broker does only have +1 armor versus the Immortal Acolyte.
yes, it is. It's not a true cruiser, so it's a fat tub.
Mm-hmm.
That's its downside. But its other downside of not having much profit to start with is offset by having an asteroid mining facility and a manufactorum, which can help with setting up colonies and a fuck ton of cargo space.
Mm-hmm. This is correct.
It's a great ship if you're going colonizing. Not so great if you're planning on raiding.
Yeah, that's another problem with it. It's not exactly suited to what we want to do.
Exactly. And I understand your whole rating of Xeno, but we don't know a single. But we'll know one hex of this entire bullshit. We don't know where to fucking raid in the first place.
So that's why it's Immortal Acolyte. It's actually good at exporting as well.
You know, actually, I just realized he's literally trying to be a Viking. Where the fucking wind sets sail, I'm gonna raid it.
There are lands beyond the sea.
Sail west, young man. Sail west.
Okay, let's see. We looked at the Immortal Acolyte's downsides. We still need to look at Perseverance's downsides. Okay, biggest downside I can see immediately is in terms of raiding, it has to pick its targets very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you can pick the right moment to strike, but you still have to pick your targets very carefully. So that's the downside there.
So you're saying that Chakalo isn't skilled enough to use it?
Oof.
Honestly, I think once you get to boarding, your guns don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal Acolyte is better at blowing shit up. Perseverance would actually be better at getting boarding, because it can stealth up, get super close, then just final turn, kick on the engines, stop next to it, do the boarding maneuver, and start killing their troops.
Oh, but wait, I'm curious about a thing about running silent. Is the book correct, or is it wrong when it says that an full augury scan detects all things that are running silent?
Depends on how I go about it, but generally speaking, most ships won't be constantly pinging space around them.
But if they are, will it? Because other places it does mention that it's a detection roll versus maneuverability or whatever.
So, again, it depends on narrative. If you're in open space, yes, if they're actively pinging constantly, you'll be able to automatically sense on your sensors that they're actively pinging, and you'll be able to know that you shouldn't get that close until you're ready to engage. if you have something that lets you hide, like a nebula or a planetary body, to try and get within range, then you can exploit that to turn that into a contested roll, if they're actively looking.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, that's how I would handle it. So yeah, if you're sitting behind an asteroid you've conveniently placed right next to the Mandeville point, then, well, shit happens. What a horrible accident. They ran into pirates. But, okay. So, the fat tub, as much as I think it would be great, I don't think it fits what we're trying to do here. So let's take that one off the table. Which leaves us with 3 ships. The Immortal Acolyte has a maneuverability of 20. And the boarding maneuver is a maneuver roll of like at a -10, I think. Once you get close enough to begin with. So, the Imperial Magister is good, because once you lock together, I think it has possibly the best setup.
It does get plus 10 bonus to maneuver actions, yes.
And it does get plus... Well, it gets... Yes, but I think I've already added that to its maneuver rating, because it's all actions.
Okay. So
But,
base would be 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's... If you pull off the salvage systems, which take 5 maneuverability, it would be as maneuverable as the Immortal Acolyte. So, if you can get in the same square as the ship you're targeting, you can lock on with it, and this ship will probably be the best at actually, you know, taking them over.
Note that it does have a speed of 5 and a turn rating of 45, so it's really terrible at actually getting there.
Yes, that's the downside for doing this. That being said, and you have to make some money first, but once you have some cash, you are in a position to just use that extra power, not to install more guns, but to install more augmented retro thrusters. So you can take maneuver actions and get into boarding as you please. And it's also a cruiser, which means it has plenty of armor, which means that you can do boarding for damage, and you can eventually stick an armored prow on it to really just shovel ships into your belly. But yes, the speed is the downside. For the Immortal Acolyte, it's a little better at getting there, but fast speed can be a downside. The turn rating helps more.
Yes, turn rating, but it also has double the turn rating at 90.
Yes. Which means that if you take one of the more difficult maneuvering actions, you can turn twice in a single turn and just flip completely around. Which is good, but the morale bleed is gonna make it difficult in an extended boarding action.
Yes, we might want to just uninstall the crew reclamation facility.
And in terms of the Perseverance, well, it lacks bite in a straight fight. But it's good at locking into combat, and it doesn't have a major weakness other than its low overall hull rating and turret rating, which make it a little...
If we were to uninstall the Lance, we could get a Breaza pattern plasma battery. Fun enough.
Yes, but it would be only in the front slot.
This is correct.
Okay. Since this is an important decision, let's go around the table. Nyaxi, which of these ships do you think is the best suited for the stated mission and any dangers you might inquire in the Expanse?
I still like the Perseverance.
Okay. Bacon?
Let's go with the middle one and take the what is the name? Immortal Acolyte.
Demi?
Like in between of the truth.
I have two ways to go about this. I have an actual pick, but I could also spite Jacklor by going with Perseverance. But I'm gonna go with Immortal Acolyte.
Okay, Jackalor.
Well, it would be foolish to choose anything but the Immortal Acolyte.
Okay. Good luck trying to board shit, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, sadly.
Okay. Then it is the Immortal Acolyte. And I will consider the Mechanicus locked out as far as the other Rogue Trader families being founded are concerned for backers. Congratulations, Styges 8 sponsors your bid to explore the Expanse.
I'm just waiting for that one Rogue Trader to come in with the Coercive Broker and be absolutely shitting upon us because he's an absolute mad lad.
Excuse me, I have 3 colonies halfway through the Expanse. What have you been doing, my dear?
If he has 3 colonies, it means that we have extra 3 places to raid.
Accidents do happen, like accidental land strikes.
Yeah, and like with that big and slow ship, we could easily just board it and kill everybody and take it for ourselves.
Questions would be asked.
I'm going to go and now cry because we're not going to be the first people to establish a garden world on this expanse.
Like, what's wrong with Demi? He doesn't want to kill stuff. I think he's sick or something.
Okay, so let's see. What does it have and what does it not have? Ah, yes. It doesn't have a teleportarium. F. But if you get rid of the crew reclamation facility and find a teleportarium, you can install it on your ship, so that's good. Alright. So, we need to decide where the crew for the ship is coming from. And, well, essentially what kind of world they're coming from and if they're gonna have any,
Can we do Styges 8?
Okay, so menials and workers from Styges 8. Originally.
What do you guys think?
I have no idea what planet is this one.
It's
don't know any
It's
planet.
the Xenorite homeworld, basically.
It's the Forge world that has a larger than normal percentage of Xenotech lovers.
Okay. Yeah, that could be fine. I mean, less people to think, hey, are we doing heresy? Because they are used to it. Yeah.
I might recommend against it, actually, because if the entire crew is just handpicked by Styges 8, it leaves you in an awkward position.
Yes, that is correct. It would mean we're heavily indebted to them.
It's not even indebted, it's that they have a lot of influence on board your ship, even more than normal.
That as well.
Can't we just take from our weird homeworld?
You can. Most likely it's gonna be a mixture of ex-Navy officers seconded to your ship, Styges 8 tech priests and, you know, trolls, essentially, and your people.
Yeah, can we get some of the Krieg guys?
You would... It's the Ecclesiarchy ship Obsidian Medusa that comes with a free guard regiment. I'm sorry, Bacon.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't have a death cult either, so...
You don't.
There's this fun planet that I know called Malfi.
No!
Bacon, it's on the other side of the galaxy. You're literally on the opposite side of the disc?
I think from our home place then.
Sure, we could do our homeworld. Just they would look down upon us. Because we're
Why?
traders.
They're peasants. And we are traders, we are raiders. Different.
I mean, we could brand ourselves as privateers, yes.
Okay. So, you don't want anything extra spicy, you just want to have a crew who comes from your homeworld's culture initially. They're gonna be stealing from different decks are gonna be raiding each other, Jackalor. They're gonna be raiding each other. That's a thing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but you have temperamental warp engine. You can end up somewhere other than you intended at the GM's discretion. Thank you for that, Jackalor.
And this is how we find the fellow in
We
Homeworld.
considered that as a crucial thing, but it was a nice added benefit.
Okay. Everyone happy with this choice? No regrets?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Are we gonna make characters now?
No. We need to discuss representatives. So, it's gonna be someone with the Adeptus Mechanicus background, most likely, who is gonna be your backer representative. Is there any particular skill set you would like to request? Do you have a preference for what they should be able to do or be good at? Questions like an expert on valuable Xenos races to raid is fine. You can just have a monkey that's good at knowing about forbidden Xenos lores.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having someone that knows a lot about Xenos and Xenotech or Archaeotech.
Or alternatively, you could have a Skitarii officer, essentially, someone who's has experience boarding ships. That too is a valid choice. Or you can just have a tech priest that's good at maintaining the ship's systems.
Do we have even any Xenotech on our ship?
No. Oh, actually, I think
So we
you
don't
might-
have any penalties, too.
There's nothing there on
Repairing
the... It's just a ship tab that you need to look at in the...
Oh yeah, I was thinking, where's this stuff? Okay, yeah, they were there.
It has Archaeotech. It does have
Oh,
that.
which one?
The Logis Director is Archaeotech.
Ooh, so to repair that, it would be a -20.
I don't know, it might be. I think it might just be Reliquary of Mars that enforces that on the ship
I believe
itself.
it doesn't mention that any Archaeotech has a -20.
We'll check. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, my plan was already make one tech priest, so we could make I focus on repairing the ship and the other guy on like knowing Xenotech.
Keep in mind the representative is someone who you can trust to do shit on their own and lead other people. They're not a character that presumably isn't a complete fuck up, essentially. So, if you don't want to be boarding ships yourselves, you can have this guy be someone you can delegate that to. If you want someone who you can leave for a month at a Xenos colony or ruins that you've bombed to pick over the pieces and pick out anything that's worth keeping, you can have a guy for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get two representatives, one from your backer, which we're talking about, and one that you bring with you from wherever, which can be a lot less restricted. these are guys you give the jobs you don't want to do to. Whether it's running a colony or running an archaeological dig or whatever, right?
Which is why I do suggest we would have someone that specifies in architect and xenotech.
Okay, so an archaeologist type then. Or a walking library or something along those lines. Someone who's useful for recovering loot.
We could have Cyber Indiana Jones.
Like, Bacon is gonna be a tech priest, so this conflicts with him the most, right?
But he will be required on the ship all the time.
Well, potentially anyway. So, Bacon. Tech priests have a wide variety of jobs they can do, right? And that's great. What kind of tech priest do you want to be?
The one that repairs and builds stuff.
Okay, so you don't necessarily want to be a library monkey then. You want to You want to be good at tech, at making weapons, armor, that kind of things, right?
Yes.
Can he make his own artificer armor?
If he had a Manoftorum, maybe.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you didn't go for that ship.
Okay.
I want to be the guy that takes the xenotech and find a way to use it with humans.
Ah, that is a large ambition.
I know, but we'll be playing for a while. I have time to learn.
Okay.
And you have time to live. Hopefully.
Okay, so Bacon wants to make cool shit. So presumably, at least as far as tech goes, he's gonna have that covered, including xenotech. At least of the fun kinds of xeno. So let's consider that off limits to this guy. What do you want him to be able to do?
Typically, I want an archaeologist and someone that can do in some preliminary diplomacy by actually being able to speak the Xenos.
That goes counter to your declared mission statement. It's like the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. You have your mission statement from your backers to seek out and destroy any Xenos that could threaten the Imperium and Mechanicus, addendum, and steal their shit afterwards. That's your mission, effectively, what they expect from you.
We don't negotiate with Xenos.
Yeah. You muted yourself, Jackalor.
Hello?
We can hear you now.
Okay. Basically, I think we should have an archaeologist because Bacon can handle repairs, everything like that. So
Okay.
we really want an archaeologist.
So what you want is an explorer, someone who can survey a planet, dig up crap, and has maybe basic understanding of archaeotech or whatever to identify something that's valuable.
Indeed.
Okay. I will add a character sheet for him or her. Explorer/archaeologist. And this is going to be someone you can leave at digs to go through stuff. Excellent. Which among you wants to roll his stats?
Hello.
Who goes first?
Well, we ended up going with Jackalor's ship, so let's let Demi roll this one.
Let me roll well, you fucker.
There's gonna be four. I'm calling 4 stats under 30.
Can we do point buy?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. You can.
That's a really shit roll.
Reroll the lowest.
That is 25. Then.
So 2d10 plus 20. Okay. So with the way I'm going with this, if 5 or more after rerolling 1 are below 30, you can try again.
Rerolling this?
Oh, you
Yes.
tried once. We do not trust you anymore. Let's see. Well, Dracklord did comment. Well, actually, whoever says first gets it.
First.
Go for it. If you fuck up a second one, you just take the least sucky of the two.
From the weakness of the mind, Omnissiah, save us.
If both sucks, can we do point by?
Holy shit!
Okay.
Yeah, the lowest is a 22. Holy shit.
Reroll the
Yeah,
22.
lowest 22.
These-
Yes, we rolled the 22.
That's the only one that's below 30 as
From the
well.
lies of the antipath. Circuit preserver. Holy shit!
The Archmagos is not amused by what you're doing with his ship.
Is that everything is above 20 or 30?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Holy shit!
You'll
He's
never
a
roll,
Blessed be the Omnissiah. He knows the way.
you will never roll this good again, Jackalor.
I know. I'm sad.
No, he will. Jackler always rolls fucking amazing on charge. But in game, he just sucks ass.
Yeah,
Why I need those good stat rolls so I can have a plus 80 or whatever whenever I roll.
Playing shit, Jackler, your luck might be reversed.
Okay. So you have an archaeologist explorer, someone who can survey places. You get one representative of your own picking. Wherefore from? As in, what should he be able to do? And what should be his background, skill set?
Is anyone here going to want to be a pilot? Or a navigator? Yeah?
No thanks.
So we could get a pilot or navigator. Or both at the same time.
A navigator would only stay on the ship where it's safe, though.
Yes, that is correct, but having a good navigator is worth its weight in fucking platinum.
It is worth its weight in platinum. Yeah, no, that's why I'm not gonna give you an outright navigator, I think. If you want
damn
that, you can get a named navigator with his own fate points. Through play, by cozying up with one of the navigator houses. That I'll allow, but I won't allow you to start with one. It's too good.
Okay. Darn.
How would you degenerates know a navigator anyway?
Because we are from a prestigious noble planet, famous for the excellent military and navy officers.
Right. The navy officers who get brought up before the admiral on the first fucking month with questions why you raided your sister vessel for their supplies.
But we needed them more, clearly. And they couldn't protect them.
Commissar, do your duty.
Shit.
Okay. So, I know what Bacon wants to do. Demi. What do you have in terms for your character? What role do you wish to fulfill on the ship?
Frontline officer command guy.
Boarding parties, got it.
Yep.
Perfect. Naxi, what about you?
I just want to be a secret general.
So, a unsanctioned psyker, got it.
I think you like that idea.
Okay, secret degenerate, do you want to be more specific? Just not too specific.
Solanashi cultist, here we go.
I mean, it's
My family have lived next to the warp engines for 5 generations. These marks are a blessing.
Phrase set.
Okay, stop right there, criminal scum! If you don't have a specific idea, that's fine, but if there's like a sphere you're kind of looking at, like, this is what I want to do, I want to make sure that the representatives we make don't end up, stepping on any toes.
no, I don't have a specific idea. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Jack Lore.
I'm going for Rogue Trader.
Okay.
Social, a bit of combat.
Rogue traders can
Not bad.
lead in a variety of styles. That's the thing. Okay, social, so assuming a good negotiator and getting things, getting things to
Done.
move, yeah.
Yeah. I also want to be able to command the ship properly as well.
Okay, well, in Dark Heresy, a lot of the things you're gonna need to do are set out in lores and trades. So, like, Trade Explorator would deal with initial surveying of a planet, for example, that kind of thing. And keep in mind that for lores, every common lore has the scholastic and forbidden equivalent. They kind of go in ascending order.
Yeah.
So I think your Explorator is just going to have a generic forbidden lore deck to know about all the cool shit you can do with deck. And that's going to be less effective than knowing what, like, the real cool secrets, but enough to identify that this shit might be valuable.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's the way that's going to work as an aside. Like, these dudes, one of the ways you can use them is definitely as skill monkeys. Alternatively, you could have this dude be a good pilot. For example, and just be like an ace. For the ace role, I did decide to swap out, I think, willpower for fieldcraft, because being an ace and not being able to buy operate skills on the cheap is a fucking abomination.
I know. It's fucking disgraceful.
It really is.
That's what.
So.
Oh, by the way, will I be buying the Rogue Trader
No.
Elite Advance? Okay.
No, don't. That doesn't really get you anything. That's just a XP sink at this point, because the only thing it gives you is a ship and a warrant.
It technically does give me the leadership aptitude.
Fuck elite advances that give you a 9th or 10th aptitude.
Okay.
Fuck them. Alright, so one idea is to turn this guy into a pilot. Any other ideas of what you might want out of him? You can have him be a psyker. If none of you are going for a psyker, you can just have him either be an astropath or an ordinary psyker. And use him...
Someone really good at Psynicians, maybe.
Yeah, you could have someone that's for just like a primo psychic. Like, he doesn't have to have a lot of PR to be able to, sense shit. Having a sanctioned psyker on board can be useful. These dudes...
Technically, couldn't he also train unsanctioned psychers?
In theory, yes. In practice, that might be a difficult one to command. Like, most likely this is a dude that's either served on your planet or served in the regiment with you, and that you've convinced people to let him come with you. So, second idea. Psyker. With a picking of utility talents and a lot of Psynicians.
Yeah.
Any other ideas for this dude? Demi.
I was thinking It would be. I'm not sure if that would technically go on the last guy that we made. But what about somebody who's pretty good at fucking like languages and stuff?
Could
Maybe
be a
like
linguist.
a linguist diplomat sort of guy.
You could have a officer that has been transferred to you from an existing rogue trader fleet who specializes in languages. That would imply friendly relations with that house until you ruin them inevitably, and then we'll see who the representative has grown to like more. But okay, linguist, third pick. It's fair enough. Anything else you might want? Languages are an intelligence knowledge thing, and mystics get those too. So you could have a psyker that...
I think that the psychers would be able to fill that role as well.
So you could have a psyker that knows some of the more need-to-know languages, so like, I don't know, like Craft World and Dark Eldar, and like Orc.
Yeah. Wait, do orcs have a language?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't just speak low Gothic or something?
No, son.
Huh.
They speak Cockney. Okay, so presumably we're going with Psyker.
But I thought the orcs were just Australians on steroids.
So, Psycho representative? New ideas or pilot? What would you guys prefer? Keep in mind, these are the two dudes who you can send to a colony to run it once you found one. If you found one. Though your Mechanicus bonus is gonna be based on, you know, having a colony, so presumably you're gonna plop down at least that one research station at some point.
Yeah, we will place a research station on a Necron tomb.
You know, Necron Tomb Worlds is not something you discover immediately, it's something that you roll randomly on the colony dice table. I'm literally waiting for you to decide what you want this representative to be.
I think a psyker is the best option.
Sure,
You're not going to have a psyker, so it's good to have a named psyker.
Okay, so
I have no idea because I don't know.
So, Psyker with some utility abilities and some languages. Okay. Bacon. Do you wish to roll for the stats?
Can I do point buy?
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's 4. Just on the cusp.
Reroll the 23.
You could try and re-roll one of the better ones to get a re-roll entirely.
What are these tactics, Jackal Lord?
Audacious.
Would you allow that?
I wouldn't.
Ah. Oof.
Well, I mean, it's better than 23.
So
I don't like rolling.
They're probably gonna be shit at actually fighting, but
They do have a 235, so they'll be good at psychic stuff at least. Perception and willpower.
I'm just gonna put those into... Well... Yeah, I'm gonna put the 32 in intelligence then. Do you have any preference for what world they should come from?
Voidborn, clearly.
From a
Nah.
feral world, obviously. Like, this should be a Viking Inca.
Why are you like this?
I do mean that Voidborn could be helpful, though.
Highborn.
Yes, because
You're just being a degenerate now.
a psyker needs that influence bonus.
So much gear that they need, right?
Well, Psyker, Jackalor.
They won't be able to get the Force Sword anyway.
Yeah, they really won't.
Okay. Since this is on the cusp, and I want you guys to have fun, if you unanimously agree that this sucks and you want to reroll, I'll let you reroll. But you won't pick the best of the two. You'll go with the second one, whatever it ends up being.
Just reroll this garbage.
I believe in the power of Nyaxi's roll.
Bacon?
Whatever. I hate rolling anyway, so fuck rolling dice. Do it again.
Nyaxi, remember to praise the Emperor.
Fuck it up, guys.
Sure, if you guys want to reroll, I'm fine with it.
I believe.
Okay, then, I guess.
Let the bitter tears roll.
Let's see 6 stats under 30 now.
Nice.
What the fuck?
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not
really
bad.
not
It's
bad, honestly.
not bad, but there's so many ones.
Reroll the 23.
So there's a 39. That's really spicy.
Yeah, it
that's
is pretty spicy.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Decent.
There's how many stats under 32?
Yeah,
no. 3. There's
Yeah.
20. Not bad, not bad. It's just like, what the fuck's with the ones? It's all
Yeah.
red.
39 is pretty nice, though.
Okay. Luckily, I think perception is one of the things that can be used to determine how good a colony is working. I think it was intelligence, fellowship, and perception that could be used to determine bonus profit factor based on the quality of the governor. So I assume that you prefer perception over willpower, since you want someone who's good at sensing things.
Yep, why not?
Yeah.
And given that you also want them to be able to translate, I'm gonna assume that they're a Primaris Psyker, not a Astropath.
Yeah.
Okay. And, well, obviously the Explorators coming from Forge World. What homeworld for this one?
Voidborn.
Pharaoh, obviously.
Feral.
I
Stop
know.
memeing.
What is the bonus that each ward gives?
It's
Intelligence,
Let's roll
willpower. for
Let's
Voidborn.
check the Excel sheet.
it's +5. I mean, you could go with the Demon World.
No.
Why
Give
not?
me a sec. Got the homeworlds right here, babe.
You don't want them to start with a demonology.
No.
Actually, funnily enough, Research Station would actually be technically the best choice.
True.
What research station gives?
Or actually, no, a Demon World would be the best.
No, Demi, don't.
I'm sorry, it gives you willpower and perception.
No
I mean,
heresy.
Voidborn gives intelligence, willpower. That's pretty good. And it doesn't completely unhorribly heretical.
Research Station gives
Oh,
intelligence, perception.
he gets a free level of Psyniscience from Demon World as well.
Yeah, but you still have to buy it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait,
No,
should he
no.
gain this?
Yes. He gets once from Psyker and once from this, so he ends up with 2 ticks. It says so right here.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, okay, that is pretty fucking low.
Yeah, but 1d10 plus 5 corruption points.
Puts a
So?
little witch mark.
Yeah, I think either Research or Voidborn.
I'm Gucci with Demon World, honestly.
Demi,
Maxie,
we
what's
already
your
have an
input?
Nexi doesn't give a flying fuck about your bullshit.
It's not bullshit. Naya's from a fucking Demon World, and she carried your ass with perception.
So 2 votes for Voidborn, 1 for Demon World, and 1 abstain.
Shall we roll for it, gentlemen?
No, it's
Yeah, I think it's
Voidborn
Voidborn.
clearly has the lead.
Voidborn. What do Voidborn get that's spicy?
Strong-minded talent, which is really good. Well, not really good, but it's pretty nice.
What did it do again?
I think it gives you a +10 to resisting psychic powers or something.
Let me find it.
I just need to give it that malicious demonology discipline.
Oh, you may re-roll failed willpower test to resist psychic powers.
That's actually really good.
Oh,
On Psyker, especially.
so Voidborn.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want the Explorator to be from a research station instead? I don't think he would gain that much from it because a lot of his stuff is going to go into trades and the like, but...
Honestly, I think Forge World.
Okay, Forge World then.
Oh, we need to roll their health and
You want to do that now?
why
Sure.
not?
Mostly because I have somewhere to be, but I have a little more time.
I also want to make characters.
I can roll the health for the Tech Priest.
Okay, then roll the health for the Tech Priest.
From the Rage of the Beast, Iron Protector. Nice!
Voidborn, I'll roll. It's a 7 + 1d5.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of
Hey!
Nice!
14 health on both, since each 1k of XP is gonna give you essentially a health point.
Free. Yeah, it gives you a free level of.
No, you can still buy the health up further with the Sun Constitutions. It's not gonna count against your limit of those.
Okay.
Okay, so fate points. Bacon, roll for the Explorator. 1d10. You are looking for an 8 or above.
Nope. He starts with 3.
Okay. And Nyaxi for the Psyker.
5 plus.
Nice.
So that guy starts with 4.
Okay.
Nice.
And I think that's everything. The backgrounds we know, and the roles I'll pick the best ones based on what you want them to do. The I don't know, the Tech Priest might probably end up as a Sage, the Psyker of course as a Mystic. Okay, and next week we're gonna go through character creation.
Next week.
At the beginning of the session, Demi.
Can we roll for stats at least and like prep stuff?
No, because then you'll make the whole character on your own. I want you to consult each other in what you're picking.
Yeah.
Why
Because-
would you do such a thing?
Because fuck you. Because I know how it goes. It's like, we're gonna discuss it when we get there. It's like, so I made this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still gonna happen, even if we're all here.
We'll see.
No, it won't, because I don't know how to make characters. Nyaxi, do you know how to make characters?
I know how to roll for stats.
See? At least 2 people will consult.
And
That's
I will
okay.
consult. But Demi is just being retarded and doesn't want to consult each other. Not a team player, apparently.
Not a team player. You know,
Yeah.
Jackalor, the pallets generally watch the fight from the opposing ship's turrets when they go on a boarding action. If you were to give a certain order as he's leading a boarding party, I'm just saying...
No. Who says I'm leading a boarding party? We're waiting for next week so we can consult each other.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what my character is now. Nobody does. I'm a team player, Chris.
See? He's already learning. To be fair, I would prefer if you think about how to best utilize the strengths of the Immortal Acolyte anyway. So you can fit your characters to take advantage of the vessel.
That's maxing. Just fucking play what you want.
No.
We want to be max enough for at least surviving, because you know what he's going to do. Look at his face.
You could
He's
say the
thinking
same
evil
for
things.
You could say for every other system the same.
I mean, I wouldn't randomly yeet you, but Jackalor does seem to be the kind of maniac that, when seeing a Chaos fleet headed by a Grand Cruiser, might have an attitude of our first catch of the day.
That's not that far off, but let's be honest, I would go and attack the Grand Cruiser after I've drawn it off from the rest of the ships.
Honestly, a Grand Cruiser, you could yeet with that nuke if you did a successful hit and run.
Exactly.
What do you mean you don't want to board the Nurglite ship to place a nuke, Demi? That's insubordination, son!
This is why I'm gonna summon fucking demons on our ship.
So you're playing a Psyker?
If you do that, we'll have to vent you both into space. And you won't ever see the cat people.
Not with my next character, I won't.
They'll have to vent you two in space, them as well into space.
I'll keep recycling until the time comes, Jackal.
I'll keep venting them into space until there won't be anyone left.
You'll be insane long before he's done making characters. Remember Warp Shock?
Damn it.
There is no safety from Warp Shock in this one. Your characters... I'm gonna enforce the expiration date of building up corruption and insanity points. So be careful. Okay, right. We're gonna leave that till next session. Feel free to open the books, those of you who wish. Yeah, I know, Bacon, I'll walk you through it when the time comes. It's okay. And, yeah, let's see, what else is there that I want to do today? I think we've covered most everything. Shipboard culture is essentially gonna start out as the culture of your homeworld, so that's not a big deal. I'm gonna roll and see. Actually, I can roll for that right now because that is useful to know. The Mechanicus doesn't apply. Let's see. Actually, do any of you wish to roll which backer the other rogue traders get?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Other road traders are there?
There are 2 new houses being founded alongside yours.
Okay, so are we rolling for the ships or rolling for the factions? 1D
Factions first. So,
1d6s.
1d5s. Demi, roll
right on
for Alaric Santiago, please.
3.
3. 1.
Administratum.
That's Administratum. Jackalor.
1d4?
1d4.
Ecclesiarchy.
Okay.
Who's rolling for the ship now and the Adeptus Administratum?
Well,
The coercive broker. We say hello to them. Hi, nice. We have a new Star Galleon, guys.
honestly, they would have some choice in that inside the backer, but I think we can just roll for it either way.
I really
Demi,
like it.
you are not going to be part of this vote. Should Alaric Santiago captain the cursive broker? Jackalor, your vote.
Yes.
Bacon.
I don't get it. Do we want to rate the guys with the cursive broker, or we
Yes.
don't want them? Okay, we want to rate it. Sure. Yes. I mean, if anything happens, then we fulfill his prophecy of that guy is doing better than us and we are losers.
Naxi.
Yes.
Okay.
Nyaxi, you know, it's a bit too late now. That ship had 2 main cargo holds that were, you know, part of the ship. Imagine how many cat girls could fit inside.
We're not finding the cat girls in this arc.
The coercive broker will, because they're chads.
Actually, no, they won't because they are very low maneuverability. It's
That
likely
doesn't
that we find.
hurt their navigation in the warp.
No.
Yeah, but it hurts
Yeah.
them when they're like trying to get away from Checkerlaw. It's no silent decision.
Listen,
Also, they
all
have
it does,
low detection.
all it needs to do is turn the broadside and hit him twice with the hectors, and your ship is gone.
Yup.
But we have a nuke.
That doesn't matter if we blow up, you know, at a range of 12 VU.
We just stay behind the ship where they can't aim.
They can't actually turn enough to fire at us if we're in the right
Okay,
place.
I will make Alaric Santiago, the black clerk, visible to you.
Oh no. He looks exactly like a guy who would do this. Actually, kind of reminds me like. Actually, this is Chris in 20 years.
I see. Right. And I forget what she had there. I think she was one of those. Yeah, it looks like that lineup. Okay. And let's see, she has the choice between Obsidian Medusa and White Serpent.
1d2 or choose?
I honestly don't know what she would prefer here.
Sounds like a 1d2.
Sounds like 1d2.
Who's gonna roll it?
And honestly, I think the Obsidian Medusa fits better, but if you guys want to roll for it.
There you go.
I wrote the Obsidian Medusa.
Okay. Then we have Mechanicus, Ecclesiarchy, and Ministratum. Top contenders anyway, if we go by logic.
The Administratum always wins in the end.
Damn it, do you know how?
Honestly, I would bet on either us or the girl with
Okay.
the Obsidian Medusa.
Okay.
Do you know how slow the Administratum bureaucracy is? They will forget to send the supplies to the coercive broker.
For 100 years.
Okay, so we are going against the Spaniards and the Russians.
Yep.
Yup. And we're fucking what now?
What the fuck? We are the Vikings.
No, not.
Yes, we're Volante. Oh, I mean, Imperial.
We're Germanic. Okay, how about that?
I want to ask, what the fuck is wrong with the House of Santiago emblem?
It has PNG.
You downloaded the wrong kind of file. Let me fix for you.
Though, since we're all here, we should discuss a name for the dynasty, though. Our dynasty.
That is
random.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So, Vikings, Scandinavian, Jackler, hit us up.
Use behind the name generator for family names.
How about we each write one into chat and then draw?
Yes, I love the idea.
Surname random. Generate 5, generate.
Those of you wondering who's buzzing, it's Bacon.
Yep. Come on, Jackler, hit us up. Also, by the way, this isn't House Pussum, this is House Pussum.
The second one is a joke, right?
Sure. I made a handout. Let me just add the crest.
It's not a joke, though, Bacon. It's not a joke.
No, don't do this.
It's too late, it's done.
It's very much too late.
Jacklor, you did not add one.
I'm coming up with it.
Why are you the one that takes the longest time for a Swedish name?
Okay, so we have someone who is good at plopping down colonies, at least based on the ship. We have someone who's good at conquering shit, at least based on the ship. And we have you fuck-ups who are just good at blowing shit up. I think it's a good balance set.
The Adventist Shadow will win in the end.
You know, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why these characters get their warrants. Because this would be common enough knowledge on the station, and you would find out eventually anyway. House Santiago, the dude is from the Administratum, from the bureaus that oversee the tithing. In particular, he is part of the bureaus that oversee impediments to tithing and people who are resisting, hence the term Black Clerk. Now, Luchenko was an officer in one of the existing rogue trader houses' fleets, and she managed to negotiate and deceive some Xenos to help the ship she was serving on survive. And in recognition of her leadership and ability, she was the one granted the warrant. When the house, she was serving, was essentially let it be known that they're cool with her getting it.
Nice. Jackalor?
Just a second.
You know what's funny is that the dude with the Administratum background got the Administratum ship. That's the best fucking part.
Gonna make some fucking unreadable name. Yo, what the fuck?
That's Storad Svart.
You don't know how to say it.
If you can pronounce it yourself, I'm banning it.
I can't pronounce it. Well, can Bacon pronounce his?
It's House Pussum. It's done.
It's House Pussum.
Remember, cats are wholly on your planet.
Yep.
I can kind of pronounce mine. I'm not sure how the accent on TO works, but it's like Krodvaldr, right?
It should be Hrethvaldr.
Okay, I didn't know how TO worked.
It's the second one should be
Just come up with a house name, you degenerates.
But I did one. I used the
One
random
that
name
is easy to
generator.
write and pronounce.
Just Control C, Control V. Like, what the fuck?
We're gonna go with Lancaster.
Or I have a better idea. In the name of favorite prince.
It was with a W for Wolfgang.
But we don't want to have the exact name because it would be too obvious.
Wait. We need House Possum though.
Guys, just come up with something.
House Possum.
half as that.
Nyaxi, you know you want.
Did you read the handout for our house?
What have I done?
Just do half as that.
What is furry will never die.
But rise stronger and harder. That's fucking.
No, seriously. Half as that.
Okay, so that's what you want. Bacon, choose one.
Yeah, his idea is a good one.
No, we're rolling for it. Choose. Which one of your options do you want?
Oh yeah, Wolfgang.
Okay. Who's rolling the 1d5 now?
I am.
No, Chris is already dead inside. Chris, go.
Oh no.
Be the factor.
Lancaster!
Fuck.
Blessed be the dice. I will let you think this over for a week.
No,
And
it's
if you can
decided,
all
Lancaster.
agree on a different name by then, you can change it.
I already changed the handout.
I'm perfectly fine with Lancaster.
Yeah, it'll do.
So it's not the sun anymore, it's the blue rose of Lancaster. Okay. And I think that's everything we needed for today. Okay. Excellent. I can make some more NPCs based on your ship and make your representatives, etc, etc, etc. So, we're gonna leave it here. You are all absolute
wait.
fucking degenerates and I hate you so much.
Wait, better picture I think should work now. See, I fixed it for you.
I'm gonna copy it over later. I should get going. Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you next week. Or, well, Wednesday if we end up playing.
Bye-bye.